Hello, my name is Kristin. This is a slow flow yoga class, which will be about 45 minutes long. Slow flow means it'll be a vinyasa style class, and for me, vinyasa means we'll be linking some breath to movement. So moving with our breath. This is a class that's good for beginners, it's good for intermediate, advanced practitioners, it's really across all levels. Some things you'll need for class today will be a block. If you don't have a yoga block, this is a yoga block, you could use an Amazon box. I got one of these in the mail. You might be getting a lot of these in the mail these days too, but this would also work very well for today. Have it up near the top of your mat. So I'll place both of these up here. You only need one. If you have two, that's great, but you only really need one. And you also need a blanket. So this is a Mexican, it's a yoga blanket. It's nice and stiff. You can also use a fleece blanket or some other sort of throw. You can pull it off your bed or off your couch. So let's go ahead and we will get started. So take your blanket and I want you to fold it nice and long. So I'm going to fold it so it's accordion style. So I'll fold it over once and then I'll fold it back under. This is just so the seams line up so it'll be nice and sturdy. I'm going to lay it along the length of my mat. And this is where my head and my spine will lay. So I'm going to roll to my side and then I'll roll back onto my blanket and adjust my spine so I feel supported. So for me, I like my blanket to be kind of wedged right in my low back so my lumbar feels supported. That's my low spine. Then I'll lay back so my head's supported. If you're really tall, you might need to have a longer strip of blanket, but if you want to take a moment, you can pause the video, adjust your blanket, but you should feel like there's a sigh opening through your shoulders, opening through your belly. If you feel instead maybe a crunching or a tension in your back, ditch the blanket, just lay flat on your back and just open your arms wide into either a goalpost with elbows bent or into a T. Your legs can be arranged like mine are now, knees bent, feet on the floor. You can bring the soles of your feet together, knees open wide. This will bring the opening down into your pelvis and your inner groin. Or you can lay your legs straight. So take a moment, try a few on for size, see what feels best to you today. And just close your eyes. Notice your breath. Take a nice big inhale, fill up with air. Exhale, let go. This time, inhale in through your nose. Exhale, let it out through your mouth. You can even make a sound if you'd like. As you inhale, allow yourself to arrive in this present moment. As you exhale, let it go. Letting go past. Letting go any ideas of the future or the worry that tends to yoke itself to the future. And one more time, big inhale. Exhale, side out, let go. Any tension start to disappear from your body. Give yourself permission to be supported by the earth. And to really be aware and awaken into this moment, this here and now, this present tense. And a great thing about this kind of flow practice is we focus on our breath, and your breath is a great way to stay present, right? You're always breathing, whether you're aware of it or consciously creating your breath, it's always happening. So by tapping into your inhale and exhale, your breath, you are also allowing yourself to be present. I want you to continue a breath here in and out through your nose and see if you can allow your breath to be smooth. So inhaling, rolling right into exhaling. Notice if one part of the breath feels a little bit stuck or sticky or rumbly, and see if you can allow it to be like smooth waves. None of those crashing white caps. Just want it to be gentle, rolling waves. As we move through our practice today, see if you can stay with this nostril breath. So inhale and exhale through your nose. I might cue you to breathe a few times out through your mouth, but throughout most of the practice, just stay with the breath in and out through the nose. You're gonna stand on our backs, but I just want you to roll to your side, off of your blanket or your support, and just scoot it out from underneath you. I'm just gonna move mine to the back of my mat. And then come back onto your back. Extend your legs long. Take a moment and check in. Notice your body being supported by the floor. Notice how your legs are touching the floor, how your arms are touching the floor, how your head's touching the floor. And pull your right knee into your chest, give it a squeeze. Roll out your ankle a few times one way and the other. And grabbing onto your right knee with your left hand, take a twist across your body. Let your right knee maybe come close to the floor. Open your right arm to the side and gaze to the right. Notice how this feels. Notice if your knee's close to the floor, if your shoulder's close to the floor, maybe play with that. Notice what it feels like when your knee's closer to the floor or when your shoulder's closer to the floor. And then take your right arm, the one extended to the side, and inhale, reach it down by your hip. Exhale, reach it in front of your nose, up and over your head. We'll do that again. Inhale, down by your hip. Exhale, up and over your head, so making big circles with your arm. One more direction that way. Inhale. Exhale, opening up your shoulder. Let's make the circle the other way. This doesn't really need to look like anything. I just want you to open up your shoulder joint. If your shoulder's really tight, maybe your circle's really small, right? Really small. If it's really open, it can be really nice and open. One more. Inhale. Exhale. Come back through center. Pull your right knee into your chest. Extend it long. Take a moment and check in again. Notice. This time, notice if your right leg, right arm feels a little bit different. Notice how it's touching the floor. Maybe it feels a little bit more open. A little bit more flash. Your right side might feel a little bit longer. Other side. Pull your left knee in. Give it a squeeze. Roll out your left ankle one way and the other. And taking your left knee and your right hand, take a twist across your body. Open your left arm to the side and notice here, is your left knee touching the floor? Is your shoulder touching the floor? Maybe you can toggle from side to side a few times, finding that nice sweet spot. And we'll take some circles here. So again, with your left arm making some circles, inhale, reach your left arm down by your hip. Exhale up over your head. Inhale down by your hip. Exhale up and over your head. One more time. Inhale. And exhale. And we'll go the other way. And again, if you have any shoulder injuries, anything going on in your shoulder, you can always skip this movement and just stay in a more static pose, just feeling your breath, inhaling and exhaling. Let's take one more. Pull your left knee into your chest, come back to center. Extend both legs long, check in again. Notice now how your left side feels. Is it touching the floor a little bit more? Does it feel longer? Are you starting to feel a little bit more even from right to left side, more balanced? Now reach your arms up over your head, lengthen your toes long, take a big breath of air in. Exhale, curl your knees into your chest, wrap your forearms over your shins, get as close as you can, nose to knees. One more time, inhale. Exhale. Now if it feels okay in your spine, you can just give yourself a little rock and roll and come all the way up to a seat, or roll to your side, use your hands and press yourself up. We're going to come to all fours. So I like to use my blanket for this to support my knees. You can take your blanket, put it about halfway down your mat, and you can put your knees on it. Bring your hands underneath your shoulders, knees underneath your hips. Spread your fingers apart nice and wide. And see if you can line up the creases of your wrists with the top of your mat. Take an inhale, let your belly drop, pull your heart forward between your hands, start to gaze up. Lift your chin, but let your teeth rest together. Then exhale, curl under, chin to chest, navel to spine. Think like cat. So can you arch the middle of your back up towards the sky as you tuck your tail down? Inhaling, belly drops, heart pulls forward. Exhale, curl under. Breathing in and out through your nose. Take this about 3 more times, 3 more rounds. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Then start to send your hips back towards your heels. I like to bring my toes together, knees a little bit wider, coming back for a child's pose. Walk your hands out in front of you. Rest your forehead on the earth. If it feels a little bit of tension through your shoulders, you can make a pillow with your hands and rest your forehead on your hands. Make fists, rest your forehead on your fists, or you can take your trusty block or your trusty box. You can rest your forehead on that. But allow your low back to release. Hips heavy towards your heels. Child's pose. So at any point in time during our practice today, you can come to this pose. It's a pose of rest, a pose of restore, a pose that can help you reset. Take one more breath here. Inhale. Exhale. And inhale, come up onto all fours. Walk your hands forward about 1 handprint. Walk your knees back a few inches, tuck your toes under. Lift your tail like you're coming back into that cow pose. And then press firmly into your hands as you lift your knees up off the ground, making an upside down V shape with your body, downward facing dog. Do that again, drop your knees, inhale, gaze forward. Exhale, lift your hips, down dog. One more time, inhale. Exhale. And stay here in your down dog, maybe you pedal out your feet. Keep your knees bent in this down dog. Your heels are reaching towards the back of your mat, but your knees are soft. And then imagine there's someone behind you grabbing onto your hips, pulling them up towards the air as you press firmly with your hands, straightening your arms. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, lift your right leg up towards the sky. You're going to step your right foot forward between your hands. Options here, you can step it straight forward, or drop down onto your knees, step your right foot forward. Take your block or your box underneath your left hand. Lift your left knee up off the ground, and come and bring your right hand to your right thigh. Take a nice long runner's lunge. Keeping your left hand on your block, take a twist. Lift your right arm up towards the sky. Roll out your wrist here a few times one way and the other way. And then bring your right hand back down to the floor. Drop down onto your left knee and bring your hands to the top of your right thigh. Drop your tailbone down and check out your right leg. I want your right knee to be over your right ankle, and then reach both your arms up towards the sky. Let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Lift your heart. Take an inhale here. Exhale, bring your right hand to your right thigh. Take a little side bend. So just like we made circles with our arm at the beginning of class when we're on our back, we're going to do a similar thing here. So exhale, reach your left arm across your body. And then inhale, reach it up and back. See if you can stay stable, so really press into your right heel. Inhale, reach over. Exhale down. If you have more space, you can bring your right hand to the floor or to a block on the outside of your right hip. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach both your arms back up towards the sky. Exhale, bring your hands down to a block or your box to the inside of your right foot and shift your hips back. Start to straighten through your front leg, little half splits. Front leg doesn't have to get straight, and see if you can keep your hips stacked over your left knee. Exhale, fold forward. Should feel a lot through your right leg here. And then inhale, press your hips forward until you start to feel a stretch through the front of your left hip. Inhale, maybe gaze up. Think like a little cow pose here in your spine. And then exhale, fold forward, straighten your front leg, gaze down. One more like that. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come back forward on your right foot. Take your block or your box, put it to the side. Bring both your hands down to the earth. Step back to all fours. Tuck your toes, downward dog. Check in. What does this feel like? Does one side feel a bit different than the other? Do the other side. Inhale, lift your left leg high to the sky. So again, your options here, you can step your left leg straight forward. You might need to drop down onto your knees to step the foot forward, or maybe grab onto the leg and help move it forward a little bit. Tuck your right toes, lift your right knee up, and bring your right hand to a block underneath your right shoulder. Left hand to the top of your left thigh. Make sure your left knee's over your left ankle. Take an inhale here, lunge. Exhale, twist. Lift your left arm up towards the sky. And then maybe circle out your wrist a few times one way and the other. And then bring your hand back down. Drop down onto your right knee and come up to a lunge pose. Bring both hands to the top of your left thigh and making sure left knee is over left ankle, and inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Let your shoulders drop, lift your heart up. So we're going to do those circles again. Your left hand can come to your thigh and you'll exhale, reach over to your left. Then inhale, sweep your arm down, up and around. Exhale. Inhale. And if you have more space, you can bring your hand to the floor or to your block on the outside of your left hip. Exhale. Let's do one more. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, reach both your arms back up towards the sky. Then exhale, bring your hands down to the inside of your left foot. Hands on your block or your box, and shift your hips back for half splits. Whew, one side might feel drastically different than the other in this pose. Front knee can stay bent or maybe come straight. But make sure your hips are over your right knee. And then find your little flow here. So inhale, press your hips forward until you start to feel a stretch on the front of your right hip flexor. Lift your heart up. Exhale, hips back. Inhale, up. Maybe a little cow pose here, right? Heart drags forward, gaze up towards the sky. Exhale, back. All right, inhale, come forward. Move your prop to the side. Bring your hands to the floor. Step back, all fours. Tuck your toes, downward dog. If you have a blanket in the middle of your mat, just fold it up and move it to the side. Inhale, come forward to your plank pose. So in plank pose, your shoulders are over your wrists, your legs are active, your core is active. You're in a nice long line from heels to hips to heart to head. Take 3 more breaths here, in through your nose, out through your nose. 2, and 1. Lower down on your knees, lower slowly down to your belly. 3, and 2, and 1. Nice. Untuck your toes. Lengthen your legs long out behind you. Fingertips underneath your shoulders. Shoulders pulling back down your back. Exhale out your air. Inhale, lift up your heart, little cobra. No weight in your hands here. Your palms are lightly touching your mat. You're using your spine to lift you. Exhale down. See if you can snatch the tops of your feet down. We'll do 2 more rolling cobras. Inhale. Exhale. Maybe a little bit taller this time. Inhale. Exhale. Nice. Tuck your toes. Press back. Downward facing dog. Gaze between your hands. Bend your knees a lot and walk your feet up towards your hands. I like to keep my feet wide for this pose, but bend your knees a lot and hang forward in a ragdoll pose. Let your shoulders fall up towards your ears. Shake your head, yes. Shake your head no. Maybe add a little sway side to side. Releasing any tension from your back, from your shoulders, from your neck. And slowly release your hands from your elbows. And with your knees really bent here, start to roll your spine up to standing. Tuck your chin. Again, bend knees the whole time. Come all the way up. Lift your shoulders up towards your ears. Inhale, exhale, slide them down your back. Next, make any necessary wardrobe adjustments or hair adjustments now that we're standing. And come up to the top of your mat for Tadasana or mountain pose. Put your feet right underneath your hips. So if you bend your knees trek over second and third toe. Squeeze your outer shins in. Lift your low belly, lift your shoulders up, and slide them down your back. Palms face forward. Inhale, reach your arms up towards the sky. Then as you exhale, just let your arms drop. Just let go. Do that again. Inhale, reach your arms up. And then exhale, like you're a puppet on strings and the strings just got cut. One more time. Exhale, release. Out through the mouth that time. Good. Inhale, reach up. This time we'll swan dive forward. Exhale, bend your knees. Fold over your legs all the way down. We'll do a few sun salutation A. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins or to your thighs to make a flat back. Pull your shoulders on your back. Nice long line from tail to head. Exhale, bend your knees. Plant your hands. Step your right foot back. Then your left foot back, plank pose. Pause here, gently lower down onto your knees. Straight line from your knees to your hips to your head. And we'll do a chaturanga on our knees. So it's a little yoga push-up. Bend your elbows back so they're at a 90-degree angle, like a little push-up. Then untuck your toes. You can keep your thighs on the ground and pull your heart forward for a cobra pose. So you can lower down even further if you need to, but pull your heart forward, shoulders away from your ears. Wherever you are, you might be in a little more of a king cobra or a baby cobra. Exhale, lower all the way down. Tuck your toes, press back, downward dog. Take a breath here. And then inhale, gaze forward, step forward to the top of your mat again. Inhale, slide your hands up your shins, find a halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep your arms out by your ears, come all the way up to standing, fingertips touch. Exhale, hands to heart. We'll do one more. Inhale, reach up towards the sky. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands. This time, step your left foot back, then your right foot. Yogi's choice. You can stay up in your plank pose to move through your chaturanga, or you can drop down on your knees like we did last time. Just bend your elbows 90 degrees. Inhale, slide forward for cobra, right? That's when your thighs are on the ground. Or up dog, which is when your knees are off the ground, shoulders pulling back, heart reaching forward. Exhale, press back down dog. Ooh, take a breath here. Inhale, gaze forward, bend your knees. Step your feet back up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sweep your arms all the way up towards the sky. Exhale, hands to heart. Arms by side. Inhale, sit back for chair pose. So scoot your hips back, knees tracking over second and third toe. So for chair pose, I teach it to your body, so everyone's body is different. Your knees, your shins track over second and third toe. Feet might be wide, they might be close together, right? Do what works best in your body, but move your shins back, move your hips back. Lift your low belly up away from your thighs, arms up towards the sky. 3 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Last one. Inhale. Exhale, sink a little deeper. Inhale. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to down dog. Yogi's choice if you want to do that vinyasa, that little yoga push-up. So that's the inhale forward to plank. Exhale, lower down halfway, or you can just lower all the way, reverse push-up all the way to your belly. Make sure the tops of your feet are on the floor. Inhale, cobra. Right, so that's when your belly or your thighs are on the ground, or up dog. Exhale, press back down dog. Take a breath here. Notice how your down dog feels here. Your shoulders starting to feel maybe a little more open, maybe starting to get a little tired. Heels maybe getting a little closer to the ground. Inhale, gaze between your hands. Step your right foot forward. Maybe you step it halfway. Move it all the way forward. Bring your left foot all the way to the ground. Then inhale, come all the way up for warrior one. So in warrior one, your heels are lined up. So your feet are right underneath your hips like you're on railroad tracks. Right knee is over your right ankle. Try to square off your hips to the front and your whole back foot's on the floor. And really try to straighten your back leg. Inhale, arms reach up towards the sky. Shoulders move away from the ears. Exhale. Inhale, bend your elbows. Exhale, stay. So we do a little flow here. You'll straighten your front leg and reach your arms forward. And then as you bend your front knee, you'll open your arms wide into a little goalpost arm, squeezing your shoulders back behind you for a little opening through your heart center. So linking breath to that. Again, you'll straighten your front leg, reach your arms forward, and inhale. Exhale, bend your front knee, bend your elbows, and open your heart. 2 more times. Last one, inhale. Exhale. Keep your legs where they are. Right knee over right ankle, back leg really straight. Take your elbows, wrap your left elbow under your right. Give yourself a big bear hug. See if you can grab onto your shoulder blades, maybe give yourself a little massage. Maybe coming to eagle arms. So with keeping your elbows, right elbow over left, you can bring your forearms together, fingertips pointing towards the sky. Or maybe wrap up, see if you can get your wrists, your fingers to wrap. Let your shoulders drop down the back. Lift your elbows up, send your forearms away. Take 2 more breaths here. In and out. In. Exhale, release. Bring your hands down to the floor. Step back, down dog. Yogi's choice if you want to do that little yoga push-up move. We call it the vinyasa. You can move through that or just stay here in your down dog for a moment. Noticing, just like we did at the beginning, does your right side now feel different than your left? Maybe your right heel's getting a little closer to the floor. Right rib cage feels a little more open. Let's even it out, left side. Gaze forward, step your left foot forward. You can step it forward in one swoop or step it halfway. Grab onto it, move it all the way. Bring your right foot down to the floor. Inhale, come up, warrior one. Right, nice strong pose, warrior. Left knee over left ankle. Your heels are kind of in a line. Your feet are like on railroad tracks coming right out of your hips. Inhale, sweep your arms up towards the sky. Exhale, let your shoulders drop away from your ears. Really straighten your right leg. Press back through your right heel and sink your left knee over your left ankle. Take an inhale. Exhale, bend your elbows. So find the coordination on this side. We'll straighten our front leg, reach your arms forward. And then bend your front knee, bend your elbows, open up. So with your breath, it goes inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, open and bend. Inhale, straighten and reach. Exhale, open and bend. Let's do that one more time. Then coming to a nice big hug, wrap your right elbow under your left. So left elbow on top. Give yourself a big bear hug. See if you can reach back, give your shoulder blades a little hug, a little massage. Keep your left knee stacked over your left ankle. Or maybe coming to eagle arms. So wrap and press your forearms together. Maybe wrap your fingers together. Lift your elbows up, send your forearms away. Breathing here, 3 more breaths in and out. 2 and 1. Exhale, release your hands down to the earth. Step back, downward dog. Yogi's choice to move through that little vinyasa, that little flow. Inhaling to plank, or you can just hold your down dog. Exhale, lower half flare all the way. Inhale, cobra, up dog. Exhale, press back, down dog. Gaze forward between your hands, step your feet back up towards the top of your mat. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, lower. Inhale, sit back, chair pose. Woo. Send your hips back, shins back, lift your navel towards your spine. Exhale, stand Tadasana. Take a breath in and a breath out. Do an eagle pose. So I'm not sure how the video works, like which side is my right and which side is my left. So I'm going to cue it on my actual side of the body. And try to listen to my cues so you can wrap up the correct arm. If you do it wrong, there's no yoga police, you'll be fine. So we'll start back in chair pose. Stand on your right leg, cross your left leg over your right. You can stay here, you can kickstand your toes, or a little trick I like is you can take your block or your box and you can put your toes on top of that for a little balance. Your left leg is over, so your left arm goes under. You can give yourself a big bear hug or come to eagle arms like we did in Warrior One. Lift your elbows up, send your forearms away, and think about your hips moving back like there's a chair back behind you you want to sit on. Squeeze your shins together. Maybe you practice lifting your toe up. Maybe you wrap up entirely. We'll take 4 breaths here. In through your nose, out through your nose, squeeze a little tighter. In through your nose, out through your nose, squeeze a little tighter. And 2, and 1. Exhale, inhale, release, stretch nice and tall. Exhale, out through the mouth. Nice, other side. If you like your little block, move it to the other side. Standing on your left leg this time, bend your knees back to chair. Cross your right leg over your left. You can kickstand your toes on your block or wrap up entirely. Your right leg is over, so your right arm goes under. Bear hug or wrap up. Sink your hips back like there's a chair behind you. Crease at your hips. Feel your whole left foot supported on the earth. 4 breaths here. Inhale. Exhale, squeeze tighter, navel to spine. Squeeze your limbs together. Maybe you wrap up entirely. Last breath. Inhale. Exhale. Release. Get nice and long. Exhale through your mouth. Nice. One more standing pose. I'm going to come to a triangle pose. So open your legs nice and wide. You can do this facing facing the side of your mat. You could have done your eagle facing the top, but turn and face your side of your mat. So if you need to move your computer or your phone around you, take your prop, your block, or your box to the outside of your right foot. Turn your right foot so it's facing the top of your mat. Bend your knees, and then as you straighten them, pull your muscles to the bone. Feel your quads, your glutes, your calves engage. Inhale, lift your right arm up. Exhale, reach forward, sink your hips back towards the left to triangle pose. Bring your hand to your thigh, to your shin, to your block. Then inhale, sweep your left arm up and over your head. Exhale, sweep it back. We'll do 2 more like that. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. And then inhale, hold, triangle pose. Again, press down through your feet. Stretch your arms wide. I always think triangle pose after eagle pose feels more like an eagle, right? You're expansive, opening up your wings, opening up through your belly, through your chest. Gaze can be up, can be forward, it can be down. Take one more big breath here. And then inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms by your side. Point your toes forward. We'll come to the other side. Walk to the outside of the left leg. Turn your left toes out. And here our feet should be, I should have told you this on the first side, want to line your heel up with the middle of your back arch, right? You can still be heel to heel like we were in Warrior One if you'd like, but really heel to middle of back arch. Bend your knees. As you straighten your legs, feel your muscles engage. Your feet, your calves, your thighs, your glutes, your low belly. Inhale, reach your left arm up. Exhale, triangle pose. Hand can come to thigh, to shin, or to block. Inhale, a little flow with your arm. Reach your right arm up. Exhale back. Inhale up. Exhale back. One more. Inhale. Exhale. And then inhale, stay, arm up. Opening up, expanding through your chest. Collarbones wide. Hips open, belly opens. One more breath. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale, come all the way up. Exhale, arms by side. Point both your toes forward. Step or hop your feet together. And come back up to the very top of your mat. So bring your feet underneath your hips, arms by your side. Take a moment to just stand. If you're comfortable, close your eyes. Maybe bring a hand to your heart, a hand to your belly. Inhaling through your nose. Exhale through your nose. Inhale for the present tense, for here and now. Exhale to let go. Inhale. Exhale. Release your arms to your side. Inhale, reach your arms high to the sky. You can open your eyes or you can keep them closed. Exhale, fold forward over your legs. Inhale, lift up halfway. Exhale, bend your knees, plant your hands, step back to plank pose. And lower all the way down to your belly. Let's do it in 5 counts. Knees up or knees down. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Untuck your toes. Lift up your right leg, lengthen it back. Lift up your left leg, lengthen it back. Reach your arms long by your sides, palms face down. Inhale, lift up for locust pose. So slide your arms back, lift your arms, your chest, your head off the mat. And then using the backs of your legs, lift your legs up towards the sky. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. One more. Exhale, lower down. Come to your right cheek. Close your eyes. Let your hips swivel a few times side to side. One more locust pose. Lips to the mat. Exhale out your air. Inhale, lift up. Head, neck, shoulders, arms. Lift up your legs. Spread your fingers wide. Spread your toes apart. 3 breaths here. Inhale into your belly. Exhale. Exhale, release, come to your left cheek. Let your hips wiggle a few times, side to side. underneath your shoulders. Lift up to all fours. Press back, child's pose. Take a moment here again. Make it work for you. You bring your palms to the earth. You can stack your fists. Or arms can be wide. Or you can use a block underneath your forehead. Breathe into your low belly, your low back, your hips, your shoulders. Allow yourself to release into the earth as we start to return back down to the ground. And walk your hands back under your shoulders, press up so you're sitting on your heels. And then grab onto your blanket again. So fold up your blanket. So the crease side, again, you can keep facing the front of your mat. I'm going to turn to the side so you can see me better. But the crease of your mat is facing forward, and you're going to put your hips on this crease, right? You don't want to be where all the folds are. You want to be on that nice folded part here. And sit down on your blanket. Send your feet out in front of you and shake them out. If you sit here and you feel yourself coming to slump pose or computer typing pose, right? Stack up your blanket a little bit higher. Put another fold in it so you can be up a little higher. But you want to sit nice and tall. Pull your right knee into your chest. Give it a nice squeeze. Press down through your left leg and flex your left foot. Bring your right arm back behind you. Inhale, lift your left arm up. Exhale, give your right leg a hug. Take a nice twist back behind you. Roll your right shoulder back and breathe in and out through your nose. See if you can use your right arm. Press your right arm down into the ground and see if you can give yourself a little bit more length in your spine as you twist back. Take another breath here. And exhale. Inhale, come through center, and we'll switch sides. Send your right leg forward. Pull your left leg in. Sit up nice and tall. Your foot is about a fist distance from your inner thigh. Flex your right foot. Find some length. And then bring your left hand back behind you. Inhale, right arm tall. Exhale, hug your right leg in and twist back. Take an inhale. Exhale, left hand again. Press it down to the earth and give yourself a little bit more lift. The more length you have in your spine, the better you can twist. Take an inhale. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale, inhale, come back through center. Send both your legs forward, shake them out. Sit up nice and tall. If you still find maybe your low back, I'm going to turn again. You can stay facing your direction. If you still feel your low back maybe going backwards like this, right? Bend your knees a little bit and then shift forward so you're on the fronts of your sits bones. Flex your feet. Keep your legs engaged. Inhale, reach up. Exhale, fold forward. Paschimottanasana. Relax your head. Relax your back. Do this with bent legs, and if you feel like you have a little more space, you can slowly start to straighten them. Then slowly come up. Plant your feet on the floor. Shift forward off your blanket. Move your blanket to the side. Reach your arms forward and slowly lower all the way onto your back. See if you can let one vertebrae land at a time. Oof. And then pull your right knee into your chest, extend your left leg long. Take a gentle twist. Just like we did at the very beginning of class, open your right arm and look to the right. Notice if it feels different than it did at the very beginning of class. Bring your right knee in, we'll switch sides. Bring your left knee in, extend your right leg long. Take a gentle twist over to the right. Extend your left arm. Breathing. Notice if this side feels different. And it might not feel different, that's okay, but just building the awareness, right? Awakening to the present tense, to here and now. And then bring your left knee back into center. Bring your right knee in. Give yourself a little squeeze, maybe coming to happy baby, grabbing onto backs of thighs or bottoms of feet. Getting a little rock. Knees are up and towards your armpits. Again, if it feels better, you can grab onto backs of thighs. And then everyone make a little ball. So we'll pull knees into chest.
Wrap forearms over shins. Squeeze your hands, squeeze your feet, squeeze your face. Squeeze all your muscles. Hold your breath here for a second. Breathe in and then hold it. Exhale, release. Release everything down onto the mat for our final rest, Shavasana. Let your eyes close. Extend your legs long. You can shake them out to find that nice, comfortable spot. Extend your arms long by your side. If you'd like, you could take your blanket and slide it under your knees or behind your head, or drape it over your body. Take a few moments here to make yourself comfortable, or arrange your body in a position that is sustainable, that is soft, and that you can relax into. Notice your breath. Release any control over your breath and see if you can just listen. Just observe. And then let go. We'll be here for a few moments, so just rest. I'm going to read a poem by David Whyte called The Bell and the Blackbird. The sound of a bell still reverberating, or a blackbird calling from a corner of the field, asking you to wake into this life, or inviting you deeper into the one that waits. Either way takes courage. Either way wants you to be nothing but that self that is no self at all. Wants you to walk to the place where you find you already know how to give every last thing away. The approach that is also the meeting itself without any meeting at all. That radiance you have always carried with you as you walk both alone and completely accompanied in friendship by every corner of the world crying, Alleluia. Gently begin to deepen your breath, inviting your awareness back to the here, the now. Bring gentle movements to your fingers, your toes, your wrists, and ankle. Allow your head to rock side to side. Inhale, stretch your arms long over your head as you stretch your toes down towards the earth and roll to your side in a fetal position. So ankles, knees, hips, shoulders stacking. Use your bottom arm as a pillow and use your top arm to give yourself a hug. Thank yourself for showing up. Thank yourself for doing something good today for your body, your mind, and your spirit. With your eyes still closed, press to a gentle seated position, hands resting on your knees. Allow this blanket of peace, of grounding, of stillness to hang across your shoulders. Carry it with you as you move into this day, whether you're in the morning, the afternoon, or evening. And carry it with you throughout the rest of this week. Turning to it when life throws you challenges or worries, and just remembering to return again to the constant breath. Bring your hands to your heart, bow your chin down towards your chest, and rub your hands together. Bring some warmth between your hands. Bring your hands to your face, palms covering your eyes. Slowly open your eyes into your hands, and open your eyes into your room. Thank you so much for practicing with me today. I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Namaste.